Hello and welcome to Only Frames. A happy new year to all. I hope 2025 is treating you well so far, and if it is, that is rapidly going to go downhill soon as we bring you some more below average 8-ball pool content from the Ramsgate Rail Pool League Invitational. It's black ball rules, it's best of 8, and it's Scott versus Noel. Now, like myself, I'm hoping you all made New Year's resolutions and are managing to stick to them. Mine is going to be tested today to the max. My New Year's resolution is to continue to be nice to Scott, and I know he's going to press my buttons today. Already he's in a messy number 10 kit. He thinks he's 10 years old. I guarantee that's a snide, and I for one am not funding crime with fake football kits. I'm calling him out, and I'm calling the police unless he offers me a bribe. But Scott continues his rich vein of form. He's potted 6 balls in the blink of an eye. This didn't happen last season. He's played the double. He's unfortunate. If it had come off the inside of the yellow, it might have snuck in and we could have seen Scott clearing him up. I never thought I'd see the likes, but it has brought to the table the best dressed man of Only Frames. It's Noel now, looking to really hammer it home and issue an early warning sign to Scott that today he's on form. Now, for regular viewers of Only Frames, you will know last season Noel was a Maverick. What a player. He was podding them off the lampshades, but this season has been dicey. Can he rediscover last season's form today? He looks like he's queuing nice. He seems in a rich vein of it. Can he manage to take out this first frame and lay an early marker down? Only 2 yellows remain and one of them's over the hole. That's a nice pot. This is a little chip in. The 8's going to be easy if he can send this one home. They're trickier than they look, but he made it look easy. Now only the 8 to go for a 1-0 lead. 1-0 Noel. We move on to the second frame. We join the action of this second frame with Scott at the table. We're midway through with only 2 yellows and 4 reds remaining as Scott manages to plant one into the middle. Last year Scott would have looked for a snooker in that instance, but he's a new man and that's why I'm advocating him. But unlike his namesake Scotch tape, he can't make that one stick in the middle, giving Noel another chance for an early 2-0 lead. Is this against the odds? I can't work it out. I don't know what the bookies would have priced this game as. I mean, Scott's only lost 1 game this season, and that was to Chris, so there's no shame in that. And Noel's been getting battered by everyone. Even I beat him, and I never win any matches, although I'm favourite for the league title. But on paper, you'd fancy Noel. He's the potter. He's more beautiful on the eye, not just in looks, but also in ability and flair. Scott reverts to type. He plays a snooker, but a 1-cushion escape is easy for Noel. But he's left all them reds out there. This is a real chance, but can Scott take them? Will he feel the pressure of the first frame when he missed? Can he sink these 3? Now only 2. This one to the middle, this one to the bottom left. Position is natural, just roll it in, which he can't do. He's left it up. That's got more blocks than his Tinder profile, giving Noel a chance to get to a 2-0 lead. He needs to sink this one. He's sunk it nicely, but he's not on the 8. He's left it tricky. That cue ball's pretty much on the cushion. He's down on it. That wasn't going to be easy. He weren't anywhere near it, and he's managed to bump Scott's red even closer to the cushion, but he's managed to get a good 8 ball. This transition won't be easy for Scott. Let's see what he can do here with the cue ball. He did have a little chuckle to himself as he approached the table. He knew what was coming. He knew he didn't have the positional shot in his locker. But can he pot this one? He's going to play it dead weight. That is absolutely offensive. Somebody call the police. There's been a murder. Because that was murderous. That was scandalous. But he's got away with it once again. This won't be easy for Noel. He rolls it to the middle. He hits the knuckle. Neither of these 2 players want it so far. Scott's being a gentleman, letting someone else play on the other table, which we should be on today. Why are we filming in the middle? This is not on. I don't know what's happened here as Scott manages to sink the cue ball, giving Noel the easiest of chances. He digs Lou the dog out all the time for not knowing where the cue ball was going. That was obvious. It's 2-0 to Noel as we move on to the third frame. Once again, we join the action late in the piece, meaning up until this point, the standard must have been offensive because I know it's going to get no better. Scott was trying to get creative there. He tried to flick off the yellow. He tried to pot it. He couldn't, but I admired his belief. I enjoyed that he was trying something new, but you can't give Noel chances. If he gets ahead, he's like an old steam train. Once momentum's with him, you can't stop him. But he's managed to stop himself. He could only rattle that red ball, giving Scott another chance to finally get a frame on the board. But he's looking to play safe, but he's left Noel an edge. Can Noel chip this one into the bottom right? He can, but the cannon was no good. He's managed to push the 8 safer than it was. This is a chip down to the bottom left. It's a big hole, but it's not that big, my friend. And he manages to sink the white ball, so I'm sure he'll be happy that the 8 stayed up, giving Scott the easiest of chances. He had a shot and a visit. He's going to need them. He couldn't pot it first time up. He's going to send this one in behind the 8, which he manages to do. The yellow's over the hole. The 8's over the hole. Even Scott can't miss from here. It's about to be 2-1 and it's about to be game on. Do we have ourselves a massive showdown here today? Let's find out as we move on to the full frame. As we join the action of the full frame, it's Noel at the table and he's playing reds with only 2 of them remaining. One of them is lovely over the bottom right hand pocket, but the other one slightly more precarious up on the right hand side. To pot this and to get on the 8 won't be easy. Will he look to get position or just to pot it? He's looked just to pot it, meaning he's going to need to get creative here. Probably looking to cannon off one of the yellows and try and send it into the bottom right hand pocket. What can he come up with here though? This won't be easy. And unfortunately he catches the wrong part of the yellow, but he has left Scott precarious. It's like a bridge over troubled water as he looks to play that snooker. But this guy isn't Simon and Garfunkel, and if Noel can hit it off the one cushion, he could pot it. I'm calling it now. If he hits it, he could pot it. We're sending it. This isn't going to go in, but it does manage to hit it and stay on that right hand cushion. This won't be an easy chance for Scott. Will he look to try and pot some or play another stitch as he miscues? That could feature in our worst shots of the month compilation, which is available on our Instagram, our YouTube shorts and our TikTok channels, where you get to vote for which one of our shots is a worst shot of the month. We also do a best shots as well, but that isn't nearly as entertaining. Noel just decides to flick the 8 out, saying to Scott, I don't think you can pot these, mate. I don't think you're even going to go for it. What was Scott look to do? He's playing yellows as he sinks one down to the bottom right hand pocket. This is a real chance if he believes in himself that he can do it. But does he have the confidence? Does he have the self-belief? Scott is walking proof that just because you're intelligent, it doesn't make you interesting. But can he do something interesting here and clear these up where many thought he wouldn't? I, for one, believe in him. I know he's a good player. He beat me. It was nothing to do with luck. It was nothing to do with me looking away for about 5 of the 8 balls. That didn't matter. On the day, he had his best game of his life and I was below average, meaning he got a very, very close win. That video is still available on our YouTube channel as well, but I would recommend not watching it as it was a bore. I played in it. It was bad enough for me. Scott's unable to clear him as predicted, giving Noel the easiest of chances to go 3-1 up to get a 2-frame bumper. He rolls it in. We move on to the 5th frame. As we join the 5th frame, it's Scott at the table. He's playing yellows, and much like the namesake on the back of his shirt today, currently his performance has been messy. But can he turn it around? Can he clear these up? Surely he will. These are simple. Even Lou the dog could clear these. And if anyone has watched him on his Road to Dish challenge, which is available across all of our social platforms, you'll know that guy is an absolute haddock. But can Scott do something that that Lou the dog can't. Can he sink this one top right? He's absolutely winged it. What a turkey. It's a festive season, but it seems one turkey got away, as that was an absolute wing. And Noel plays some form of safety. I think he's trying to block the top right-hand pocket, and that's worked out pretty well. He's giving Scott some of his own medicine. What can Scott come up with here? Not a lot. Just knocks it off the cushion and behind the red. He's playing with fire, and Noel is red. He is on fire so far today, but will that continue? He's managed to stitch Scott. Easy escape. One cushion could pot it if he hits it. He does. What a shot from Scott. It's 3-2. This game gets ever closer. What will unfold as this game continues on? We're in the 6th frame. Scott's at the table and he is playing yellows. The princess in pink is currently at the table and he's looking to play a plant to the top left-hand pocket, and he's scoring himself a 10. I would give him 1. That's what she said. But this once again is a real chance for Scott. Now only 2 yellows remain, but well with that last ball go. He tried to pot it using the red to clear the hole. It was actually a pretty good idea, but poorly executed. And that could be the name of his memoirs going forward, although I wouldn't suggest it, as it would be a dreadful bore. That's not being horrible. That's just talking the truth. But now Noel is looking to guarantee himself a point. As you all know, we play best of 8. If Noel can get to 4, he secures a point. Could this be the tide turning for Noel? This performance today has been much more like the old Noel, and can he continue it after this matchup? He'll be looking to secure all 3 points as soon as possible, but he has given Scott a half chance. He's left him across double, but does Scott have it in his arsenal to take it on, and does he have the ability to put it as someone waves their cue case in front of us? Get out the way, you moron, you little cretin. I'm glad they've moved it down, because as we come to the table, Noel is about to take a 4-2 lead. This one bottom right, roll it in, I'm sure. Roll the 8 to the middle. Keep it simple, stupid, or kiss, as we like to say to Noel. He won't miss from here. He's a good potter, and these are bread and butter for him. It hit the jaws, it wiped his feet, but it did go in. He's on the hill as we join the 7th frame. Noel at the table playing the yellow balls. I wonder how Noel is going to start to deal with this match-winning pressure. Will he be at ease that he's guaranteed a point, or will this final hurdle start to play on his mind after the season he's had? He looks to be cueing nicely. He had all the gear on that ball, and it's worked out pretty well. Now just the 3 yellows remaining. Drop this one in, drop this yellow in, roll that one into the middle, nicely on the 8. This should be easy. But he's left the white short. I don't think he's got the angle he required. He's going to have to try and double this, stun the white ball and hold it there for the bottom. But he put screw on it and he didn't pot the yellow, giving Scott another chance to remain in this matchup. He plays a long double, and that's a pretty good shot. He must have been playing safe, just trying to get the cue ball down onto the cushion. He's laughing. He knows he didn't play it. Finally, he is admitting that he is a fluke artist. He's a flap artist. Recently, he finished 2nd in our shot of the month, doubling one into the middle pocket from the bottom cushion. I'm telling you now, he never played it, but he's lying saying he did. He managed to give Noel the opportunity to see the yellow, but he couldn't hit it, giving Shot a Scott and a visit to try and get a frame on the board and remain in this matchup. He's got ball in hand. He's moved it behind the baulk line. Now just to roll this red in, roll that one down the bottom left, and the black should be simple. This should be a 1-frame decider, a 1-frame shootout from here, but he's left the cue ball short. He has left a double though. Will he take it on? Does he have the minerals? I'm not sure he will, but only time will tell. Stay tuned as he twos and throws. What will he do? He might hit it up the rear. Ooh, don't mind if I do. but he can't pot it from there, giving Noel a chance to get back to the table. Scott walked away there with a grin on his face after a bit of up the rear action, and Noel sinks that only for Scott to get even more gleeful as the cue ball follows it in. That's a loo ball. Great pot from Noel, but he didn't know where the cue ball was going. He sunk it, giving Scott the shot and a visit. He's rolled the 8 over the hole. Surely now rolling in. It's 4-3. This is going to a final frame decider, and we haven't had too many of these this season. Who will come out on top? Let's find out as we join the 8th and final frame. As we join the action, it's Noel at the table. He's playing the yellows, and only 2 of them remain for him, while Scott still has 4 on the table, until Noel pots one of Scott's, saying, I don't believe you can pot them, Scott. I better help you out here, mate. But this isn't easy for Noel. He's had to come out of the snooker. He managed to hit the object ball, but he couldn't pot it, giving Scott a chance to make it 4-4 to secure himself a point. But can he hold his nerve? He was immediately up there. Did he think he missed it? What is for sure, he hasn't played any position whatsoever. The 8 ball has managed to snooker him. He's going to need to come off the cushion and hit this red, which he manages to do, and he might have even got himself a little snooker back. I think Noel can actually see the corner of this yellow. He can't. He's going up the table. We've seen these come behind the yellow ball, which he manages to avoid, but he has got a good cue ball himself. What a safety exchange. We don't get these very often on the channel. Obviously, these are all by luck, but still, it looks great, and we're branching out to a new audience. This is what Scott's bringing in. He's bringing in the purists. Can he continue to do this though? Will he ever start to win games playing the way he does? Noel's at the table, still the last yellow on, and currently it's just a tippy-tappy around the table. Who is going to blink first? Scott will no doubt look to play safe from here, which he does, and once again he gets a pretty good cue ball. That's a pretty good shot, but a good player would have tried to get that red off the bottom cushion when playing safe. He's one-dimensional within his game. He only thinks of the safety and not to try and reap the rewards after. Can he sink this long pot? This is straight. Rolling in, that is absolutely diabolical. That's woeful, abysmal, pathetic. That was bottom feeder potting right there, giving Noel the easiest of chances to secure the 3 points, but the cue ball hasn't gone where he needed it to. Scott blinked first, but can Noel capitalise with the double? He can. Thanks for joining us. It finishes 5-3 to Noel. Messi himself is not the cream. It's all about Suey.